we're going to talk about direct objects. So the first thing you need to know is take your highlighter and highlight that a direct object is either a noun or a pronoun. That's an important distinction that you need to know, that it's going to be a noun or pronoun that we're looking for. So as we mentioned in the last video, the place that you're going to identify a direct object is going to come after an action verb. And this is very, very important that you identify whether it's an action verb or if it's a linking verb. So that's the first thing you're going to notice is we have subject, action, verb, direct object. The reason is because a linking verb doesn't have an object. It will have something that points back to the subject, but it doesn't have an object, cannot have an object in a sentence with the linking verb. Okay, let me clarify that. You cannot have an object in a clause with a linking verb. If you can have a subject, a linking verb, and a predicate nominative or a predicate adjective, or you can have a clause that has a subject, an action verb, and then an object. So those are big distinctions. I can't tell you how important it is for you to notice that you have to have an action verb for a direct object. Let me say that again. In order for you to have a direct object, it must follow an action verb. All right, let's talk about transitive and intransitive verb. A transitive verb must have an object to complete the action. For example, the boy threw the ball. So here we have boy is our subject. Threw is the action verb. And then the boy threw what? The ball. The ball is the direct object. For an intransitive verb, you don't have to have an object. For example, the audience laughed. There is nothing that needs to be completed. And this is not a make it or break it kind of thing. But those are that's what's important is there's two types of verbs. There's transitive and intransitive, and we're looking for transitive verbs. And the way that you know that is you can either look it up in the dictionary or see if it has an object. So here we go. These are the steps that you're going to follow in order to identify a direct object. And these are very important that you follow each step in the order that they're written. So number one, identify direct prepositional phrases, put parentheses around them. For example, Ken took Jesse to the store with him. So to the store with him, those are prepositional phrases. And then draw lines through that so we know that those are not what we're looking for. Our object is not going to be found in a prepositional phrase. So that we could like erase those sentences right there, or those phrases, and throw them out, because we're not ever going to find our direct object inside the prepositional phrases. Then we want to look for the action verb. Always determine which type of verb that you have. So here we have took. That is an action verb. And if you're not sure if it's an action verb or a linking verb, you can go back and you can look at the list of linking verbs, or you can look it up in the dictionary. Okay. So what we have to do then is identify who or what did the action. We're identifying our subject. So here we have Ken is the subject, took is the action verb, Jesse to the store with him. So Ken took Jesse. Those are the three words that we're looking at. Ken is the subject, took is the action verb. So the noun Ken answers the question, who took Jesse to the store? And then you identify the type of verb as an action verb. All right, so we come back here. Again, you must identify the type of verb. That's very important. So we're going to continue with this. Identify the type of verb, whether it's action or linking. So if it's an action verb, which we have took is an action verb, then we're going to be looking for a direct object. If it were a linking verb, then you would look for a predicate nominative or a predicate adjective. All right, so this sentence has an action verb. That means we're looking for a direct object. So we're going to keep on going. So here we have Ken took Jesse to the store with, it should be him, and that's a picture, so I can't fix it. All right, so you make a sentence then with your subject and verb. Ken took who? Ken took what? Well, the only word that can answer that is the word Jesse. Ken took Jesse. Jesse is the direct object. So here we have all of the steps written out. It's the same steps that are in this flow chart. So these are the same steps. So we're going to practice these. So a direct object does not follow a linking verb. A direct object is not found in a prepositional phrase. So here we have the same things. Kristen was my friend when I lived in China. So we identify prepositional phrases in China, draw a line through the prepositional phrase. Kristen was my friend when I lived. Identify the subjects and verbs. Kristen was and I lived. Identify the type of verb, action or linking. Kristen was my friend is a linking verb. So you would never have an object after a linking verb. When I lived in China, lived is the action verb. So number 1 says a linking verb does not have a direct object. Number 2 says a direct object is not found inside a prepositional phrase. Just some insight for you. All right, let's practice. I'm going to come back and give you a practice, and then we will dive into doing the homework. So we'll have another video in just a minute.